Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Tangent Show. I guess it's evening. I'm your host, Greg, and we're here for episode 40. And it's November 21st. We're here with Brooks as well.
Is it 40 or 41?
It's 40 on this
40
one.
on, okay, got it.
The other one was 41 because we're one behind where we started
That's right,
off like a couple. Yeah, it's kind of,
okay.
It bounces around a little bit. Afternoon, folks. I think we've got a little bit of a problem here. Brooks can't have as much screen time as that. Okay, there we go. That's better.
All me, all the time.
I guess
every
if we both sit back a little bit,
back.
a little bit better. Yeah, thanks. Welcome back, Baltimore. How are you, man? And Fixstar, welcome. It was good to see Baltimore. I hung out with him in at Mickey's, I think it was, in St. Paul.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
For some breakfast. Yeah, that was fun. That was a nice place. It was really cool. It kind of the old style diner, very like old style.
Right.
Like, this is like the diner bar
That's
that you eat
saying,
at.
yeah.
And then there was like maybe seats for 4 more people, and that was about it.
Not that we didn't have breakfast today, but
Yeah, I know. We had breakfast late though. We were out with Scott, one of the other fat old gamers. He was hanging around. We were sitting there chit-chatting about all the things that are going on, Death Stranding, some other stuff. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We even got a lot of game stuff to talk about. So I guess
after a couple weeks of like
2 weeks, yeah. I was on vacation for anybody that doesn't know.
Or no, just I mean in the last few weeks of like game news was kind of quiet. I feel like it's kind of come in these lulls where it's like quiet for a week, and then this week it was like we all decided that like nothing else was going on and no one was announcing anything, so let's announce 8 different things.
I think it was because a lot of people, well, a lot of companies, I want to say a lot of companies probably were just more focused on getting their games out,
Right.
than doing any announcing.
Right.
Well, this chat is really small compared to what it used to be. I wonder if I can make that bigger.
I think it's better.
I might have to look at that. Eyes are getting old. It's a historic diner. Oh, okay, very nice.
If we wanted to have that kind of functionality, whereas it's so intuitive for you because you know.
Welcome. Is it Andrew Man? Oh, no, wait.
And put the gun through and like,
Andrew Madan. Welcome. I've got to, you know what it is, my thing's not set to 100.
100 or 110 or whatever.
It's like super small. I'm like, I can't read the damn thing. What's going on? I'm getting old. Ready to die, probably all of us.
Well, you got to make it till like 8:05.
Yeah, I guess I do.
how you play, which I think, as you said,
There's someone talking in the background. Oh, you know what? It's probably... It is somebody talking in the background because it's our first story that we were going to talk about. Sorry. I thought we'd put this in. Oh my God, it's so funny. How are we going to get to that? We got to find. There we go. This is what we're looking for, I think. I wanted to show this.
So we're starting off with? Okay.
Well, yeah, we were going to start off with it. So, sorry for that. That's what that was. It's actually one of the videos. It must have just been running in the background when we had set up the show.
A couple guys at a diner. I mean, right? So.
Yeah, a couple guys at the diner. We wanted to have something that made sound right. Okay, so let's get into news. Sorry about that. We'll get our act together. It's first day back. We're gonna blame it on that. Although Brooks been doing this all week long. So first things first.
What?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Half-Life Alyx it was announced today. Well, it was announced a couple days ago, and they showed it off today. So we were actually going to spend a minute taking a look at it because we watched it prior to jumping into this. It's VR only, so it's Half-Life VR.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only VR. So kind of something interesting.
But it's also not this isn't like an experiment. Or a small. This is like a $59 game. This is a full game.
Yeah, this is an expensive game.
This is not a demo. Oh, okay, cool, awesome.
I think this will give us the video. So this is what
for anyone that hasn't watched this.
Yeah,
yet.
this is for you if you haven't watched it yet. Let's put it full screen and then we'll play. So this is what the actual game looks like. I don't know if it's going to be too loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Deep breathing. Oh, let's get closed caption off. There we go. It'll look better here in a minute. Sorry. The game looks phenomenal. And you can tell already, I mean, I think it looks a little bit too good. Because there is no, like when you're wearing a VR headset, you're getting to see like a little bit of the screen door effect. They haven't gotten rid of that altogether. This looks like obviously direct feed video.
So that would be my
it doesn't necessarily represent exactly what it's going to look like because you will still have some slight screen door effect. But you can tell that they're using the new index stuff because it's got fingers.
It's got
your
fingers.
hands, so you can actually like move your fingers on the controllers.
They also says this. They said this runs on what they're calling Source 2,
right?
Which is a new engine.
Yeah.
You play as Alyx Vance, who, for anyone that is comfortable with the lore of this, is Eli Vance's daughter.
Yes.
In the Half-Life universe.
And she's been involved with it before.
Yeah, she was running around with Gordon in what is Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Some people that may be watching or have watched, you might not have been alive when Half-Life started off.
Yes. You might not have been alive when Half-Life 2 Episode 2 ended.
Exactly. It's been quite some time.
Yeah, this is kind of their, with the exception of, I guess, Dota and Artifact, which are sort of, have quasi-been...
Yeah, we're going to fix this now. Oh, there he is.
G-Man.
G-Man's coming in. He's looking a little bit younger.
Yeah.
March 2020.
This is kind of a cool... I'm kind of in on this release date as well.
Yeah, right? I think so as well. I think it's going to be a good one for it. We're going to get rid of that. We don't need the guys talking at the bar again. So, yeah, having... It's good to see a little bit of Half-Life come back, whether or not it's Half-Life 3
or Valve
that everybody wanted,
or Valve making games even, because the last
good point.
I mean, to me, the last Dota and Artifact are still very much games, but in the vein of some of the older style games they made, the last game that they really made that I played was Portal 2.
Oh yeah,
that was like 2013.
It's been a while.
That's been a while. That was
like
a I remember playing that on it was cross-play PS3 because I had a PS3 and you had PC. That was how we played that because it was a co-op game.
Oh, you were alive that time frame? Okay, good, Andrew. Glad to hear it. That helps. At least nobody's below that level so they don't understand the game that we're talking about. No, that's true. I mean, you were saying the last big thing was, well, obviously Artifact.
Sure.
The card game has been their last big, but it wasn't big. It didn't really do all that well. I don't know. It potentially could be doing well. I just don't hear anybody talk about it. But Dota was the thing. That's the last big release you were talking about. And that was, what, 2013, you said?
Or, I don't even remember when Dota came out, I was saying, but before that it was Portal 2.
Portal 2 was that, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Defender of the Alliance is by no means a new game. That was originally like a Warcraft 3 mod. So to me, the last kind of full game they made was Portal.
Yeah.
Too. So it's really cool to see them come back. And for a while, they've been doing a lot with VR, a lot with the headsets, a lot with the demos, building out
they've been trying,
platforms and businesses and storefronts. So it's really cool to see them back on something
making
a full game. Yeah,
I'm surprised they remember how. VR chat videos are entertaining in your opinion? Yeah, I think. Well, there's a few. I mean, right? VR chat apps. There's a bunch of them on PlayStation 4. They really are. They've really done really well. So. The Orange Box. Yeah, the Orange Box was probably the best deal in gaming at the time.
Oh, that was
5 games.
Was completely bananas. Yeah.
5 games for what, $39 is what it launched at? I think it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't $59.
Yeah, this is for anyone that's been a very long time player of FPS.
Yep.
For a while, Valve was the game in town.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously they still are in terms of Steam has been the big game, but
but from a development standpoint, this is pre-Destiny and some of these big shooters out there, whether it's
for sure
Division or Doom or Rage or all that stuff. This Half-Life
Team Fortress
Half-Life 2 is considered by many to be one of the best FPSs ever made. Right? So
I hear that. I don't know if that's the case. I think it's a lot of rose-colored glasses.
It was exciting at the time.
It was exciting at the time. There was no doubt about it.
Either way.
Original Half-Life was very exciting at the time.
Sure.
Because it was completely unique.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we thought we'd talk about that a little bit because that one it was just showed off today and it looked really good. Pretty impressive. It doesn't take all for what it looked like, it doesn't actually seem like the specs are that high. I mean, it's a 1060 because that's what basically VR needs to run really well.
Right.
So, but a 1060 is not a 2080 or a 2080 Ti or a 2060 or anything like that. So, you can run this game on a 4-year-old, 3-year-old VR card.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm playing this because I don't know that I can go justify buying an index for one game.
You mean the gloves and the headset?
Yeah,
and all that,
right. So we might be doing a group buy on this or something like that. And I might be subsidizing someone's purchase to play.
I mean, I might buy that. I have everything else. I've got the Lighthouse. I've got the Vive headset. I've got all that. I don't have the index controllers, which are the things you would need to kind of give you the articulation movement.
Right.
They're not too bad. They're like $250. I don't use VR enough outside of the PS4, though. I really enjoyed having the Vive early on.
Right.
Because we used to showcase it off to employees here and things like that. But the PS4 or PSVR is far more complete for me to use.
It's so easy to use.
It's so easy, yeah. Just turn it on. The games that they have look phenomenal. The controllers work well. I mean, the whole thing is just much easier to deal with.
Right.
And you can get them now. There's a deal. I don't know. I mean, separate from what we're talking about here, but if anybody wanted to add like a PSVR to their PlayStation 4, I think they're doing a deal this Christmas where you get the camera, the headset, and 5 games for $199.
It's like the 5 best games.
Yeah, it's like Skyrim VR.
Like
it was Resident Evil 7.
I think the lightsaber game I'm spacing on.
I think it is lights. It's did they put that one in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
that
Beat Saber and then
Blood and Truth I think might be in there.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
and then there's one and the little robot thing, Astro or whatever.
It's crazy. It's like the 5 best games.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be hard pressed. I mean, just getting those 4 or 5 games. Our lights just dimmed. Are worth probably half of the cost of the setup. Just even if you got them on the best deal.
Right.
They're all really good. Beat Saber, yeah, that's the one, John. Okay, let's check out the next story. So we were talking about that. Another thing came out. Actual product finally showed up. Wrong thing. Stadia showed up.
After a lot of talk, yeah.
We have not gotten ours yet.
Nope.
Funny enough, our boss, who surprisingly had it ordered to his house, expected us to get a PS4 in same day release of Death Stranding. That was able to happen. This was not.
Right.
So, no, we joke with Miguel. Brooks got a chance to play with this yesterday.
Yeah, I played Death
The Bungie guys got their 750 unit allotment in one, well, not one of the units, but somebody brought their account over here and checked it out. So it was pretty cool, right? You were actually having a good time.
It plays really well on the phone. It plays really well. Like we tossed a Pixel on the Wi-Fi. You connect a control to it.
Did you use that controller?
No.
Okay, so there was already a PS4 controller with it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It played better than I thought. It played really well.
You didn't get a chance to play with one of these controllers yet.
No, I have not played with the one that we have.
I'm really curious about like how this works with that Wi-Fi. But we talked about it where this controller connects to the Wi-Fi and directly to the server, essentially. Where the way you played it, the controller connected to the phone. The phone then connects to the server.
Yeah.
So you had a chance to play it.
Yeah. So I was, from what I've played so far, I was pretty impressed. It runs like exceptionally well.
You were impressed to a point until you switched sources.
Sure, yeah. Then we started trying to point it at huge screens and Chrome browser tabs. And
Baltimore's talking about like many people are having problems.
And we had a little more trouble, but like if I'm just gonna silo that experience I had of like the phone and the app, like
the phone and the app work well.
That ran really well.
The Chrome browser threw some issues at you. Like it didn't play as well, a little bit more lag.
There's some input lag on the whole thing. Yeah, it didn't look as good.
I still think that's something they can fix.
I don't think they're turn around to get out of this tomorrow, right? I mean,
no.
I think they're in for the long haul.
I'm still curious about the Chromecast device piece with it, so that'll be interesting.
I talked to a couple other people last night, a couple of our employees that used to work here, and that's how they were playing. They were playing Stadia.
Oh, Hot had one, right? You said?
Yeah, they were playing controller pointed at Chromecast, pointed at TV, right?
So that controller there works to the Chromecast? It doesn't go to the Wi-Fi in that scenario?
How the actual setup of this works, I'm not... Like,
they had the whole kit, and they were running it, and it was however they were connected. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
They're selling the old game at full price. Yes, that's part of the... It's a good point, Baltimore. We were talking about that. How are you getting people to buy games that potentially they already own or could get somewhere else?
Right.
Like, what is the actual draw to buy this over something else right now?
Sure. Right. Yeah. There's a lot. I personally have a lot of questions about some things because it's like you pay for the access, and then once you have the access, because right now there's no free tier.
I think the access fee is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think come next year, right, when there's a free tier, which I believe is up to 1080p, because last night it's up to 4K HDR.
For the paid.
For the paid,
yes.
So I could see this being a little different when you don't have to even pay to be able to buy games.
Sure.
Right?
Sure, that makes it a little bit more reasonable. And I still believe that if you want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and you want to play it at 1080p, at 4K,
right?
Not HDR because they don't have that. 4K,
right?
60 frames a second on a PC rig, you can do it on Stadia.
Are you asking or telling? Sorry.
I'm saying you can do that on Stadia.
Yep.
And you don't have to go buy a $700 graphic card to be able to do that. There's a benefit to that. That's the slight edge that I can see.
Here's what I wonder, though, is that what is the true savings of this? Because it's 20 gigs an hour to stream at 4K HDR.
Sure.
Right.
Aside from the bandwidth thing where we've already talked about it, 50% of the country is under a bandwidth cap.
Right.
The other 50% isn't. But it depends on even if the other 50% can get enough bandwidth to stream 4K.
Right.
That's also another factor.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be interested to try it. We probably won't get one here in the office to play around with until 2 weeks from now, not next week.
Because he's out of the office.
Yeah, the following week. But, we'll check it out and kind of play around with it. I'll be interested to see what it does. How the controller works. The controller is the biggest interest to me right now, how that integration works.
Sure.
You said that there was no YouTube integration running directly right at this point in time.
Yeah, that's more my reading online. As far as I know, the YouTube backend stuff is it's there, but I don't think it's actually been flipped on. So I don't think people can, with these founders kits, can sit on their couch, press that stream button and start casting. To go. I don't think that's there yet, or that's my rough understanding.
It's just not there.
So
yeah, Baltimore, that's true. We were talking about this. Most of them are under a terabyte cap. Most people, for sure.
Yep.
You use about 750 gigs a month, which leaves you 1 hour Stadia a day. If you run it on your mobile phone, then you don't have to worry about it if you have unlimited data.
It doesn't work on data.
It will not run on unlimited data plans?
No, it doesn't work at all. You have to be on Wi-Fi. There is no data on this yet.
Wonder why.
I think we're starting on a baseline of having strong connection, and then we're going to open this up over time.
Did it error out when it tried to do it without Wi-Fi?
It doesn't work. You have to be on Wi-Fi.
It says you have to be on Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's some issue with the carriers. Because the amount of data it is going to consume, they're like, no, you can't. You're going to have to work with us here, Google.
And even at that, the phones that this is available on, this is a very enthusiast phone, right? This is
Sure, you need a Pixel 3
you need
or
to have a new
that.
Pixel, which is most stores sell Galaxies and iPhones and LGs and that type of thing. So it's you have to have a very specific phone connected to a network. So I don't think we're quite at the... We're playing on the bus live streaming type stuff.
It'll be there. I think it'll come around. Let's check out our next story. Talking about pre-orders.
You know more about this than I.
I laughed about this one. Not that I laugh in a way that I'm happy, right? I don't care enough. But Limited Run Games, who everybody may know, does physical games, They basically take indie games and bring them to a physical release here in the U.S. And they do it in a limited run, hence the name, where it's like maybe 8,000 copies are sold or 5,000 copies are sold of any one game. They announced this yesterday, which is the Tetris Effect, which was a great VR game, right? But they're doing a limited run physical release of this. And it's coming out here November 22nd. And a fan, a person that was spending a lot of money with them, I don't know if they're a fan or not, collecting, wanted to get everyone, had ordered supposedly, we'll put this around the supposedly scenario, right? Okay. It's basically made it around the internet enough to where everybody could debunk it if it was untrue. Mm-hmm. And Limited Run hasn't basically stated it wasn't untrue, so I take it that it's probably real. A fan made a meme using this asset right here, as far as the story goes, as far as it's based on. And Limited Run had a problem with that. Customer service reps had a problem with that.
It sounded like it.
Or within the forums. And essentially, they reached out to this guy through the forums and essentially banned him. But first, they canceled every pre-order he had in the system, banned him from buying any more, and then essentially, at that point, told him they may sue him if he continues to utilize their material in his memes. So now they've kind of gone a step over the line of insanity. And I think the internet hive mind has kind of turned around, especially like the Twitter hive mind. If you see any of their tweets recently, they are going after these people left and right now, which is never a fun thing. But the guy on the quartering, what's his name? Jeremy something on the quartering. He picked this up and was running with it. It started last night and it's been kind of snowballing. So yeah, Limited Run's got their own issues.
This seems like a lot of effort to be going to.
It seems like it was one mistake by somebody saying something a little over their pay grade, and then now it's just scaling, and it's it's churning up the angry crowds out there. But it was just kind of funny. It's never funny when it happens to you, so it's kind of funny to sit back and go, wow, this is really crazy. But just kind of something that was in the gaming world that was happening. Yeah, I mean, they make good stuff. I have a problem with the amount of games that they make and the limited amount. Obviously, their name's that, but the way they do their distribution. They're nice people, though. Every time that I've had any interaction with them, they've always been really nice. So I hope they come out of this on the other side a little bit unscathed, but we'll see. Turned into a meme, it isn't fair use. So that's a question. Is it fair use to use that stuff in a meme? I'm not an internet lawyer.
This is outside of my
I believe that it is under the Fair Use Act, but I don't know. And that's probably the case where a lot of people wouldn't know that. I'm not sure, Baltimore. Yeah, subreddits and all that stuff, people weren't happy. It's happened to you? Really?
I guess not.
Banned over some stuff for subreddit. Wow, no kidding. Well, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully they get it squared away, and I think that probably Limited Run could reinstate if he'd bought every game, really. And there are some people that collect every game that come out of their stuff. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, if the guy was going for a full collection, I hope that they would reinstate it and let bygones be bygones, drop all this, and go back to business of just distributing games and not chasing customers down with lawsuits. Yeah, at the end of the day, who cares? True. All right, let's jump to the next story. And it's actually nothing that's a story. It's just talking about... Whoops, going the wrong way. Death Stranding's released. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a chance to even talk about that because I was on vacation already. You had picked it up. I bought this edition, by the way.
Thursday before last, we did a show, and everybody raced home to go play.
Yeah, we didn't have really any kind of insight of whether it was
over
good.
to Best Buy, and then got stuck in a line all night, dealing with some shenanigans.
I was trying to buy a steelbook copy of the game. I was trying to buy this version, the collector's edition of the game, and I was trying to buy the console that you can see way back in the corner. We have the box and all that. And that was the thing that became the problem.
Yeah.
So I ended up, and it became a problem across the board. Like people were having, I wasn't buying all this stuff for myself. I was buying it for here and for myself. It ended up becoming a whole issue. So like the guy and his girlfriend that were hanging out with me through the whole line debacle and like couldn't find it, they couldn't get their steelbook copy. So I like returned the steelbook copy I had so they could then buy it from Best Buy. I got my collector's edition and did, if you want, there's a selfless plug, fatoldgamers.com and Fat Old Gamers on YouTube. We did a unboxing of this one right here where it showcased everything. And then they couldn't get me the console because they couldn't find it. They said, oh, it'll be there next day. I was leaving out of town already. I called you. Right. You're like, I'm going to go check on it. They were giving you the lip. And then finally, you had to go to a whole new Best Buy. Basically, they returned the one that I had somehow because it has my name on the side of it. Well, no, and then you rebought it.
Well, then it got really crazy because then they wouldn't ring the card on the account because I was the friends and family picker.
Right, something like that.
So they were like, the computer won't fulfill the order, even though to even fulfill the order with your name on it, it has to be fulfilled because it prints out the sticker. Yeah, so the whole thing was a mess. Ridiculous. Anyways, the game's not a mess. So.
Yeah, no, the whole thing turned out really good. The game is awesome. Yeah, fixed art. It was a mess. But the game is awesome. Everything in the game is really cool.
I have finished.
I would love to play the damn thing. I've only gotten maybe about 3 hours into it. As I went across the country, I got to hang out with Baltimore. As I said, we went and had breakfast in the morning. I met up with another one of the Fat Old Gamers contributors, Dakota Shea, and hung out at her house with her family, and we ended up playing it for about 5 or 6 hours. So I've seen a little bit of the beginning of the game. You've already went through it. It's about, 60 hours long?
Platinum's like 150 hours, but my playthrough is about 60 hours.
About 60 hours, so. And unbeknownst to the rest of the world who does not like, half of the internet didn't like it, you loved it.
Yeah, the review thing was weird because out of the gate, it got a bunch of 10s, and then it turned around and people, I've read the reviews, I don't even believe some of these people played the whole game because there's entire pieces of the game that they don't even
understand or whatever.
So it's fine. Make a decision for yourself on it. It's not Fortnite. It is different. Yeah. It's incredibly unique.
It does look really cool.
His stamp's kind of all over the game, right? The cutscenes are bananas. I'm trying to watch what I say because I haven't gotten to some of the cool parts, but
no, it's really cool. The whole box collection was really cool as well.
I didn't know that was a lamp.
It is.
The pod was a lamp.
Yep. The pod, the little baby there, the BB pod statue. That actually you can press a button and it lights up.
Yeah, I didn't.
It doesn't light up all that bright, but in a dark room it would be lit up. Right. It's kind of cool. Looking forward to the PC version. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see that as well. I think that'll. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, obviously the PS5 as well is going to get that, and that comes out next year.
I imagine so. Yeah.
So that was good. And then the last thing we were going to talk about is Pokemon. You're playing that right now. My son is too. I haven't had a chance to play it. Another big game that released kind of middle of the vacation was
Stranding, Pokemon, and Star Wars all dropped in the span of a week.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Some big games. So a lot of people like the Pokemon side.
Yeah.
Here's one where you have the opposite opinion. The internet loved it, 9.3 out of 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, sure. It's, there's I hadn't played a Pokemon since not Red and Blue, but Gold and Silver.
So it's been a while, yeah.
So it's been a long time. So it's I really like the big open wild areas.
Yep.
But then sometimes you get into these it's like you're going into a cave and you run left and you're out of the cave, and that's kind of that, right? And I've talked to some people that have played all the DS ones, and they're like that. Yeah, that's kind of how it works, right? So I didn't go into it thinking I was playing, World of Warcraft with Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah.
But
which one did you buy?
I bought Shield.
Shield.
Yeah.
That's the one Howie liked for some reason or another. He said that he liked the Pokemon that are in there or something like that. Maybe starters.
I basically bought the one that a couple of our buddies, like Steven.
Yeah.
So I bought the one that nobody else bought. So everybody
else
bought
went sword. Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going to check this trading out. So
we got the double pack. So we have both.
Right.
Howie's only played the one. I'm supposed to play the sword, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yes, I mean, so far I've been chipping through the game. I finished Gym 5 last night. So it's cool. I do find it a little bit easy compared to some other games that I've played, but it's, I'll be curious to see what they do next with this franchise, because I do really like the big open wild areas. There's something in the game that I haven't really played any of these where they've got these, I don't know why they called them raids. That seems unnecessary to me. Like, our game has raids too, like every game does these days or something. But
it's not an actual raid kind of thing.
Well, like basically in the wild areas, there's these giant red chunks of rock that you can go up to that have challenging encounters.
Oh, okay.
And you can go grab 3 of your friends online,
and
you can tackle these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
so it's something that I haven't quite been in a spot to really even play these yet. My squad's only like level 40.
Sure.
And I think you really need to roll in there with like a stacked deck type of thing. So.
No, it looks cool. A lot of people like it, so hopefully I'll get a chance to check that out.
But yeah, Death Stranding, Pokemon, and Star Wars all in the same week.
Big games. Yeah, we're not even talking about Star Wars because nobody's tried that yet.
I have it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, we will probably end up getting that as well. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. We're going to start playing some games now. I just got to figure out why this thing's not listening to me.
Hit the top left escape.
Oop, oop. Yeah, we'll just close the whole thing out. It wasn't liking it. We'll get out of like full screen, but there we go. So we had a couple games. We wanted to play Metal Gear Rising, so we're going to play that.
Come.
But I figured we'll hold on to play that for the last part. So let's take a look at least one or potentially 2 other games quickly. So one of them, and I know Baltimore's played this, is Narcos. Narcos is what, a Netflix?
It's a Netflix drama.
Drama? Yep. Yeah. Let's jump over here. So
TV show.
TV show. It's made by Curve Digital. It's a actual. It's essentially like XCOM.
It's a strategy game.
Yeah, strategy. So I haven't had a chance to play it. Baltimore had it. I think what did you think, Baltimore? Was it pretty good? It looks pretty good. I mean, it definitely looks. It looks a little bit more like the XCOM one where you're third-person shooter.
It was a single most
It was something like that.
It presents itself where you're not always in a static 3/4 view.
Correct. Yeah, you're over the shoulder here and there. So let's we'll just bounce a little bit into it. We're going to be the DEA. Hopefully it'll give us a little bit of the tutorial. It was mediocre. Okay. Way to put it. I mean, definitely from the graphics side of it, it's not like breaking any, the Jeep made a really square turn. It's not breaking any, amazing records here. What's this? It's dialed down XCOM. More casual XCOM. That's how I kind of figured it. What was it? What was the one XCOM where it's like unclassified? Maybe is the one I'm thinking of. A little bit more. Okay, here we go. There's our guy. Oh, that camera's a little out there. Let's get zoomed in. Oh, nice. You can zoom into like the areas. Building ahead. This was not on the docket to sit here and play. It follows the show, though. Okay. We just thought, well, we'll give it a try. So let's see here. We can move with our left stick.
On it.
Yeah, we launched this Tuesday morning.
Spin the camera around here.
When it came out at about 10.
I guess we're going in the door.
Get into position.
Enemy activity. Okay, where? In here? Can we zoom in and see that? Oh, we're trying to get this thing, whatever that is.
On it.
Collecting evidence. It's more casual. That's what it looks like. Oh, there's an enemy. I'll start heading over that way.
See if there's a match. Meeting at the mark area.
I've always, the one, actually, the game that I've really appreciated the most recently in this style of gameplay is Biomutant.
You've talked about this.
Yeah, that game is really cool.
Because can't you even zoom like all the way in on that?
Pretty
and
much,
turn it
yeah.
into like
Yeah,
a
pretty much.
quasi shooter. Yeah.
So, okay, with the bumpers, I can see where he's at and where my guy's at. Okay, so I'm going to work my way over to him.
Yeah.
Probably want to stay out of his sight, though, is my guess. Or at least out of his firing pattern.
Get into position.
And let's see. White shield indicates, oh, okay, the level of cover. So we're completely covered up by the old Ford POS. Doesn't look too safe to be behind this thing. About like here.
On it.
Cover the back and the front.
Yeah, I
The
had
Bureau XCOM declassified. That's the one I was thinking of. Yep. Or base building.
I had seen a little bit of. I remember when they announced this, and there was like a little bit of marketing around it, and that was kind of that.
Right.
So it sort of quietly kind of came out.
Let's see, how are we getting... Can we go up there? Are we gonna, like, walk up the ladder and shoot the guy?
We can't just click on him?
Let's give him a try here. We'll get, like, right
See
up
what
close and
See what
personal.
Murph's doing.
What's up, Murph? Murph was the guy in...
I can't tell if this is for real.
Esteban.
Is
He's,
Esteban must be on your team.
I don't know. I can change guns out. Esteban, are we working together or what? In turn.
Yeah, there's no way that's an enemy.
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. Well,
Me?
I don't know. Oh, no, he's police. He's police.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we're trying to get through the door here. You need to both... Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Esteban knows what's up. We're going to bust down.
Well, for a second I was wondering because you walked right by him and he didn't know what was up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, we need to get down to here. That's what it is. I see. And that's what you were saying, Baltimore, at the bottom of the thing. Okay. So he can't go down, but Murph can. Get Murph down there. Murph was in Silent Hill Downpour. Okay, there we go. One's ready. Esteban needs to come down. Now we got it figured out. Now the enemy activity starts.
That's the piece of shit we're looking for. Let's take him in for
We got this in Tuesday, I think we launched it.
Yeah, this was Tuesday.
So take him
We
down
launched
if
this
necessary.
and.
Same day it launched everywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need to
Yeah,
go up and take this guy out. We'll get through and at least try to kill a few people.
On it.
And then we'll jump over. Because I wanted to also take a look at Munchkins if we can.
Okay.
Munchkins is not doing very well on Steam. And I don't know why. Because it looks like a cute... It almost looks like Dungeon Defenders, in a way. This guy's taking off. He's running. Come on, Esteban. We need to hustle. Oh. Now he started to shoot. Okay, Murph. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Can we neutralize the target? Okay, so who is what here? A move. Oh, here we go. This is to shoot. I don't think we're going to get him from where he's at. Who's moving now? Intern. We ran out of action points. You really learn a lot about games from you guys, really? Well, we're happy to do so, Fixstar. That's very kind of you to say that. We appreciate you watching. You never know. We might actually be able to talk about some things that are interesting for games. Oh no, Esteban.
You just put him into that trap, didn't you?
Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. If you attack an enemy, it's cause critical damage. Kill shot will trigger. This provides an opportunity to aim a bonus shot and finish them off. Okay.
You aim at his head.
That's what I was trying to do, but no.
Okay.
No, it is to Baltimore's point, it is a little casual. At least in the tutorial, which would make sense.
We really stirred up the Viper's nest now. I'm sending
Being in a tutorial, you would expect it to be a little bit more casual, give everybody a chance. Except for these two, well, it brought everybody to the yard, that's the problem. Esteban, you're in a predicament. Oh, now we have the military, for some reason. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There we go. I never watched the show, Narcos, so it could have... All of this could be, like, normal.
Yeah, you know,
It's the same way all game.
I have watched
Oh,
it.
got one.
You know, the show. It is about the subject matter.
Sure.
I'm not super familiar with where we're at in the story right now to speak to like how this correlates to the show.
Right.
So.
Okay, one.
Ooh.
The DEA. Okay. Shoot. I mean, it's kind of interesting with the
It's
zooming.
like it's not. It's a strategy game.
Yeah.
But it's got a little bit of shooter in it. Yeah.
Yeah, just a hair, right? I mean, we're not talking about anything amazing, but
I'm trying to figure out how these headshots are just like you shoot him in the chest and it's a kill shot. You shoot him in the face 3 times and he's just like, dude, I'm cool.
well, it's a video game. It's all about hunting Pablo Escobar. Okay. Okay. Who's taking the shot? Juan, you taking the shot? Take the shot, Juan. Oh, you can't. You're behind the car. Move over here, Juan. Done.
That was hell of a job. Well,
Nice.
agent.
A little bit more casual than most of the
Yeah.
higher in like XCOM games, but
Well, I think they also probably tried to make this playable because, like, for example, like XCOM is not a game for me. It's a pretty hardcore strategy game,
right.
right? So I think they tried to make this one a little more playable.
And I think Baltimore pointed out there's no base building in this.
Okay.
There's base building in the newer XCOMs, things
Okay.
like that. So make sure. So this is El Patron,
And then
El Patron.
and then it's also this is something Netflix has really started to do where
Nice.
this isn't the first game that comes out of a Netflix TV show because they just did
No,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things just did one,
Right,
Yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna say Death Stranding just did Stranger Things.
Steve Murphy.
Oh, and then it's got like the intro. This is kind of
There's my
cool.
partner, Special Agent Ben.
These must be all
Believe it or
the
not, he's pleased to
actual
see
actors in the
like
show.
these guys. Medellin,
Yeah, XCOM's pretty good. Biomutant, I don't know. I
Number
really
one,
like
El
Biomutant. Oh,
Patron.
man, look at that. He's just like
Where
dope.
we at? America's snorting coke like it's going out of fashion. Medellin Cartel.
Well, what's
has
all the
increased
baking soda for?
productivity to make sure
This week
everyone
on
gets a fair
our
share. of this
family-friendly
coke.
stream.
Yeah, exactly.
There are restrictions in place on the DEA overseas, so game over, right? Wrong.
Would they get the Crypt
You
Keeper
ever
for this
heard
one?
of Search block. Of course you haven't.
Well,
That's because
the
we
show
created it
of
especially for
the show
targeted
evolved. I won't dive into story.
Have you
spoilers,
watched
but
this?
He hates
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh,
Narcos.
okay.
He wants to put them behind bars.
Wow.
He's dedicated.
It's
The
the
Narcos
show's
built
not
themselves
about
on
just.
but then so
It's not like season 6 we're taking him down.
Right,
again,
right.
You know, so the show does have to change and morph. That's why I made the comment. I'm not really sure where we're at and how it correlates
watch
to
out for poison.
the story.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
That's how they do
Okay.
in Issaquah.
Is that how it is in Issaquah? Okay, we're going to jump over to the next one. So, all these scenes are straight out of the show. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think they would be doing anything unique for it. Okay, let's jump over. That was one game, and we'll put a link in chat for Narcos. Okay. Use keyboard or oh no, it wants me to actually like go through the tutorial here. We're just trying to get out. Exit game. There we go. We're in season 1, episode 1. That's what he said. So it's the very beginning of the game. Or of the show. Boop. Done. Okay, cool. Let's jump over to the next game. We'll take a few minutes and check out Munchkin. And then we will jump into Metal Gear Rising. Which obviously is going to be, you know, more of a hack and slash.
It's an action
brawler.
game from Platinum.
Yeah.
They make the Bayonetta games.
So it'll be a little bit more actiony. Okay, so here is our next game, Munchkin. We have not had a chance to try this.
I've absolutely not played this game.
Yeah. It reminded me of like a top-down Dungeon Defenders.
Visually, that's what it kind of looked
Yeah.
like to me. Yeah.
Well, we got a gamepad here since we're true Munchkin.
To Munchkin.
It looks kind of cute. It almost reminds me of like Dungeon Defenders meets Castle Crashers,
Okay.
right? But in a top-down type world or top-down type view. We'll only play this for a few minutes, so this is multiplayer. I don't think does our other controller have. It doesn't have batteries. I didn't think so. I forgot to check. But you should just be able to join in at any point in time.
It is co-opable.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm ready. So we're gonna go take a swing. Hopefully, it gives us a little bit of information. Oh, okay, modifiers, combat. It basically sets everything up. Okay. Dummy. Kind of cute.
A miracle. Everyone is ready at the same time.
I guess it also could remind me of what's that one from can't think of it.
Well,
Isaac, Binding of Isaac.
When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a party game.
It kind of looks that
Right,
way, yes.
yeah.
I kind of get where you're seeing that. Killing stuff. Press X is the basic attack. That's pretty simple. Other hand is Y to defend. We never defend. We just swing. Swing. Swing for the fences. Made it. Oh. Yeah, we'll take that. I don't know what we'd do with it. It's a looter. So you take everything. Filling your gold meter will instantly buy you a higher chance to win in the end. So maybe it is more like a... maybe it is more like a card... Not a card game, but like a... It's a looter, but it's also... It has that component of like a game to it. Like
Right.
a mini game kind of thing. Oh, I gotta grab this. How do we do that? Nope.
Looked like you had it.
Wait, no, this will say show a press. Okay, block. Grab the block and pull. Death will automatically drop percentage of your gold. Don't worry. Oh, and then we can like. Well, of course we'd go past all that. Could we jump? No, that's a... There we go.
So it's intentional? Huh.
I think
Okay.
so. Hit the switch with an attack to activate the open the door. Okay. More looting. Armor. Catholic priest or Viking? We'll go Viking. But can we sell the Catholic priest here too? I think so. Sell. There we go. Ah, we got a level. Press LB to use your class's unique ability. Okay. Some kind of shield that causes damage. Or at least staggers. And we can make some faster shoes. Be the first to complete the objective to gain a level. Okay, so yeah, we were doing something. Grab the duck first. So it'd be a race. So it's kind of like a Mario Party type thing. Okay.
You have an eye for this.
Grab the duck first. I won. I got to level up. Kick the door in. I don't seem to have like a kick button.
Yes,
There we
you
go.
showed that door who's the
Should have said
boss.
hit the door in.
The pit gladly accepts a chicken. Object
Let's
or
see
friend.
here. So then you'd go to the next level. Everybody's in the same room. You're trying to accomplish whatever it is. Dungeon timer. Dungeon timer tells you how much time is left in the dungeon, and it stops when a room objective is completed and continues to the next room starts. When it hits 0, you'll be magically transported to the boss fight, wherever only the truest Munchkins prevail. Tackling. Hold B and charge. Okay. Whew. Straight off the edge. Oh, I hit the dice. I did it to myself. Oh no.
Do you not play with twin sticks?
Yeah, you do. Why?
Oh no, I was just sort of curious.
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead yet. I am playing with twin sticks, right? Well, no, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay, it didn't look
Yeah, no.
like it. Yeah.
I am not playing
You
with
have
twin
infant
sticks on it.
lives in this game.
It didn't seem like you could.
This sounds like the devs did the voiceover. Oh, I fell.
It was looking like you couldn't walk one direction and swing in the opposite direction.
No,
as you
you're
were
right.
walking.
You're right. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So now we go straight to the boss. This would be kind of fun. I don't know. We're all sitting around doing nothing at the house. It'd be
Lo
fun.
and behold,
Deal the most
legendary
damage.
beast. It
Okay,
must
so it
be
is kind of.
destroyed.
It is like that. Yeah. So, gotta run up. Everybody starts beating the dummy. More damage.
Look at
damage.
you, gold medal performance.
I know.
Big
It's pretty
boss,
easy
don't
when
cry.
you're one.
Pretty easy win. You win all the time.
Yep. Easy winnings.
If you win, it's skill, but if you lose, it's bad luck.
The gift shop. This is it. The grand finale. After we tally the gold, bestow the awards, count our bribes, the player with the highest level is crowned. So, yes, this is like, this game reminds me of another one called Frantic.
Okay.
Yeah, Frantic, which is from, it's a European game from for the PS5 or PS4. Is the controls it's one of the larger complaints. I can see that. I mean, you can play with keyboard, but actually playing with the controller is not that bad. Didn't bother me.
It's been a minute since I've played a game and I haven't.
Yeah, I'm
used-
level 6. I'm level 7. I'm a winner already. Level 7 in one shot.
I almost always play with a controller at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I love keyboard and mouse, but
One day your collection will be complete, and you will.
I would rather play controller
When
if
I-
I'm sitting back.
When I played MMOs,
Net trolls.
I played a lot on keyboard and mouse, but since I kind of left playing those, I usually try to kind of kick back in my chair
Yep.
and play.
Take a little bit more
Sometimes
of
you
a
get the
relaxation
little
stance.
The little this. and
Yeah,
it's a
well, I
little-
have that Razer keyboard, which is awesome. Keyboard and mouse,
with the
which you can
magnet
sit
it.
on.
Yeah.
And that works really, really well. Let's see. So we could play another one, but I think let's jump over. So we played a little bit of that. Now we can jump in. We'll get about an hour worth of Metal Gear in. So do you want to take the controls for that?
Sure, I'll play for a little
I'm going to hand this over to you once you get out of that one. We'll switch scenes. So we're going to check out. So that was, I'll put the links in the chat here.
Yes.
That was Munchkins. Again, that just launched as well. The first game we played was Narcos, Rise of the Cartels. And then the second game was Munchkins, which is more like a mini game type scenario. There's our fantastic cleaner. And I will pull up the Munchkins and throw that into chat as well. And I'm going to throw a couple keys into chat as we go.
You want to clear?
Oh, sorry. You got the... I got to find it for you, don't I?
There you go.
There we go. That was on me. I'm still trying to do... What is this thing doing? That was weird. Okay. Brooks is going to play a little bit of Metal Gear Rising for us. Now, Metal Gear Rising is a spin-off, as we were talking about. Not a spin-off, I guess. It is. It's essentially...
it's a sequel to Metal Gear 4 in the story.
Yes. Yeah.
But it is not in the past where they called them, tactical stealth games.
Yeah.
This, I believe, they bill as lightning fast action.
Yes.
So instead of playing Snake, and I mean the conclusion of Metal Gear 4, that could be a whole Thursday show in itself. But basically, you pick up where you pick up, and
Cleaner's Rise of the Vacuum.
One of the main characters in Metal Gear 4 is Raiden, who's been pieced back together and is essentially a cyber ninja at this point.
Yep.
So, what Konami and friends decided to do with the license was, rather than try to make another Metal Gear game and do another stealth game, they place you in Raiden's shoes, and they built it around the sword that he uses.
Raiden is the
cyber
ninja, whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
He works for the government, right? Like they send him in to do things still.
That's what I'm saying. It's
a little.
It's complicated, but sure, yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the link for that. We'll throw that in chat.
That's kind of why I was like, the end of Metal Gear 4 is crazy, right? You could.
Yeah, of course. There it is. We'll drop this into chat.
And
there we go. There's all three games that we're playing tonight and have played.
And I really like the choice of developer for this game. So rather than Konami trying to turn around and, after making a bunch of Metal Gear games, trying to take their pieces and make an action game, they actually handed this off to Platinum, who makes Bayonetta, right? Yeah. So it's very much in the vein of Bayonetta. Platinum didn't make this game, but like Devil May Cry, these are all kind of of similar.
Yeah, they're
ilk,
brawlers or whatever. Yeah. I'll give you a nice little tutorial. The private military company is who he's involved with.
Check the
That's how it always works.
Yeah, at the end of the game, it's crazy.
You can jump over obstacles, but the ninja
it definitely plays completely different than Metal Gear games.
yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. I mean, it did have Kojima Productions in it. Was he really involved in any component of it? I would have to think in the story part. It's not a Hideo Kojima production because it's not all over the screen.
Correct. Yeah.
So
as far as I know, he has nothing to do with this game.
Yeah. LS and RT. What's that? There you go. It's got some moves.
You can also attack.
Yeah, this one's pretty much non-stop fun. Yeah, it's built that way. And again, the teams, as Brooks pointed out, that build it if you've ever played Bayonetta, that's the exact same type of game. It is ridiculously crazy. It does not stop. It does not stop the action.
Yeah.
Like, the moment the level starts, it's like going until you get to the end.
So as you can see here, kind of the way that this works
You
is...
control, like, the swing, right?
Yeah, so, like, as you plant, and then once you plant, you twist into this swing, I don't know, swing plane, or something, I guess I'll call it.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure.
The swing arc.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Which way he's swinging, which way he's aiming, kind of thing. This guy is really military? Yeah, I know, Fixstar. It's kind of hard to believe. This game was made by Kojima at the start. And I could see that. I mean, I could imagine, like, at some point, but, like, in terms of, like, the character design or the story or whatever.
Sure.
Right. But, yeah, it has nothing to do with his design after that, I don't think. The team had a problem developing the game based on swordplay, so then they sent it off to Platinum. Funny.
Okay.
That really seems hard to believe. That they couldn't do that, right? I mean, I guess, but... For sure, Platinum knows how to do it, because they had so much with Bayonetta. She uses swords to everything.
There's a point in the game
Guns on
where-
her boots.
where she, like, turns huge and starts stomping on people with her high heels.
Oh, yeah. But I could see they sent it off to somebody else. That's interesting. That's how games work. When you have enough money to do that. Indies don't do that. Get my coffee over here. It's empty. It really starts to... Right now, we're just in the training part, Kickstarter. It really starts to look good when he lands on, like, the first city or whatever he goes into.
Yeah. I think they call this you're in like a VR mission simulator.
Yep. So, Ryan can also use his feet. They look like he's wearing high heels, but those are actually, like, almost like hands.
Right.
He can put the sword, you can see it right there, he puts the sword into his boots. And he can, like, do all these crazy different moves. The slice and dice is what it's called? Yeah, maybe. We were talking about this earlier, like, we only ever got so much time to spend with these games. With this game.
Yeah, when this came out, it was like February or March, like 2013.
Yep.
And after delay, BioShock Infinite had come out, right? Which was kind of the... It was made by the BioShock 1 team, not the BioShock 2 team, so I'm pretty sure that's what, like, we were focused on.
Yeah, we were talking about it. It was between that and Tiger Woods.
Well, yeah,
Funny enough.
we annually played Tiger Woods.
We liked the Tiger Woods when it was move controls.
Yeah.
Because everybody would sit around, like, we'd buy... PlayStation 3, if you never knew about it, PlayStation 3 at one time, you could buy a game and you got 5 licenses for that game. And essentially what you did was you just put your username and password on your buddy's console, he'd download it, or she would download the game, and then you could take yours off and it would be on their machine and it would still be playable. And you could do that with 5 different people.
You had to have a level of trust to do this.
Obviously, unless you were somebody's neighbor or something like that.
Right, yeah. Because it was like you were kind of giving up your password or whatever to do this.
Sure.
But
like 5 people could share off of one game. So we would basically go together. We'd buy like the ultimate version of like Tiger Woods every year, plus every DLC. We'd all split it, and then we'd drop it on each other's machine, and we had like every game, every course. We could play online. It was just completely 100% golden ticket kind of scenario.
now you can really only, and now it's like for you and your kid.
Yeah,
kind of thing, right?
yeah, at the
Where it's
most.
like,
Yeah, because you get like a license for the machine, and you get a license for your username or online. So it means like, you know, for our PS4 here, Brooks could put his machine license on the one here. You'd be able to play every game he owns. But then when he logged in at home, he could still play those games, but he would have to be online the whole time. If the internet goes out, it would not work anymore at that point.
Come so far in just 3 short years.
So that's what we used to do. That was our big thing for Tiger Woods. But yeah, to Brooks's point, we were probably doing Tiger Woods and BioShock Infinite at that time.
I'm almost certain we were playing BioShock.
And that's why we never really got a chance to play. Anybody got a chance to play this one.
It was a really big game when it came out.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And there's nothing wrong with this game.
No,
Obviously, it's not a Metal Gear Solid 4, but unfortunately, until somebody does something about it, we're never going to be able to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on anything other than a PS3.
Let's not Blue Point.
Yeah. I mean, you can play it on PS Now, so you could play it technically on a PS or on a PC. But Blue Point does need to redo Metal Gear Solid 4. That would be awesome.
I would probably take any of them. I won't even be picky about it.
Yeah.
Yes, well, the security.
That would be awesome if they would do that.
But yeah, so this follows the very platinum style of games where the bosses are like, they're like comically evil,
Ridiculously crazy.
It's everything's larger than life. The scenarios you find yourself in are, and I mean this is by Metal Gear standards, kind of bananas, which is already completely, you know, off the chain.
Yeah. If you're a Metal Gear fan, this is a must play. You know, that's kind of true, and it's not necessarily exact. I don't know. If you're a Metal Gear fan, you may appreciate more the survive or the stealth tactical component more than you appreciate like the run and gun.
Right.
Right? Depends on how you play. But I'd agree with you, Baltimore. I mean, it's within the universe, just like Metal Gear Survive is. And I kind of aligned those two things together. Look at that. Almost looks like a red hot sword. Or katana. They're running that way.
There's something crazy happens here. I believe he slices this tank in half. And the dude into like more than half.
Yep.
It's like half of halves.
It was like Fruit Ninja, but not with fruit.
Basically. That had to have been a thing for this.
Somebody
had to have done that.
You think about it, I mean, Fruit Ninja probably came out about this time. Maybe it was out a year or two before.
Okay.
Right?
There's gotta be like a Raiden slice game. They had to have done that for mobile. They had to have.
The only Metal Gear game I knew of was that one where it was like, it was around the PS4.
Okay.
Or sorry, the PS3 version. Metal Gear Solid 4, and they made like a mobile game off of it. I thought I still had it on my phone.
They did that sort of, it was kind of that shooter thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it runs on anything. You have to have a device that runs like iOS 9 and below.
Right.
As far as I remember to run. Let's see, it's an offline game. We'll see if I have it on. No. I think I have an old iPad I have it on. I think it does run. But yeah, they never updated it or anything like that. So Konami, you know, obviously they weren't really interested in any of that nonsense. They were like, one, done, if it doesn't work, eh. But essentially they did a lot with mobile.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That
Why didn't they do
if
a
I wasn't playing
version?
this, I would be Googling because I almost feel like they did something with this.
There's Ride. His boobs. Yeah, I mean, as long as you go into the understanding of it is not a Metal Gear stealth game, you're right. Yeah.
Not at all.
It's a very fine game. There's no doubt about it. We're not saying that. It's just, in general, it's totally different than the original Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
Oh, there's his eye patch.
This is, I don't even know that I qualify this as a gripe, but the story of this is not, the story of the other Metal Gear games is really crazy, where you're dealing with like the Patriots and these AI systems and the founders and the philosophers. And this is not that level of, this is kind of it's got a story that fits a platinum action game to it. We're not trying, you know. So,
there is no 2-hour like intro and 2-hour outro.
Right, you're in here, you're playing, you've got the sword, you're slicing things.
You can even cut that car down.
The PS3.
Right. Well, that's true. It was a PS3 and Xbox 360 game. It wasn't using like Valve tech. So like the car parts would start to break off. And guts would start to come out of the character. I don't know. We'd actually thought we were arguing, well, not arguing, we were talking about like what game to play this week, and there was a couple other ones that we hadn't got to because of being off. I was on vacation, Brooks was busy running the business here. But Ritual Crown of Horns is one of them. It's like a top-down, like, what's that, zombie, not rush mode, horde mode.
Right.
Type game. And then Kingdom New Lands, which is a pretty interesting game. It's pretty fun. A little bit more like an RPG, strategy RPG. We missed those. That's probably something of the things we might have played this last week if we were here doing the show, and then maybe like one of those. But we're going to get to some other interesting games coming up here shortly. I mean, next week, we will not be doing a show next week because it's Thanksgiving.
Right.
We're actually going to be doing some, personally, not on the show, but personally we're going to be doing some Fallout 76, I think. That's our anniversary, as Scott called it, for Fallout on Thanksgiving Day. But yeah, we will not be doing a stream next week for the weekly Tangent show. But the following week we'll come back. We'll have some interesting games to run through as well. Here, we can throw this up on full screen. If I find the right... There we go. What were you trying to adjust?
The camera it's really sluggish. Like when you turn, it's still really sluggish.
Like super slow.
It's just, yeah, it's slower than I was digging, so I was trying to crank it up. I might crank it up again. It's a little better.
Kingdoms was fun. Yeah, it does have roguelike elements. Yep. Yeah, no show next week, Fixstar. We will be taking a break because of Thanksgiving. But we may have one going on Fat Old Gamers. Depends on if somebody wants to stream Fallout 76 while we're playing. Oh, you're going to do Thanksgiving with Diablo, Baltimore? Yep.
With the what?
Diablo. He's been playing Diablo season 19? Does that sound right? He was doing that on our channel. Thanksgiving is over in Quebec. Yeah, you're right. That was what? In October? Is that when that occurs, Fixstar?
You remember the weekend where I went up to go buy those car parts?
Yeah.
They were talking about that.
Okay.
And we were sitting there and we were like, wait,
what are you talking
you weren't
about?
even involved in, so we were making fun of our buddy Adam.
Well, they have their own things
had
to
to
be
go have
thankful
lunch
for.
with, yeah. No, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got a sword in this game.
Yeah, he showed us their money's made of plastic. and you can see through it. It's crazy.
I haven't seen this
I think
yet.
our dollar bills are intricate. They're actually like, you know, ours are sort of this like weird, like it's kind of cloth or something.
It's got a different material inside of the paper.
It's made of this like plastic. You can't really tear it, and like it's clear, like you can see through it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like their security, it's really interesting to see how, like, you know how ours, like, you hold it up and you can see this
right, yeah, you can see the line through the
and
material.
it's got like the watermarks, and then you've got like the pen that you can run it over. Theirs has got a bunch of similar but different anti-security measures.
I never knew that. Okay, that is interesting. Is that new? Because I had like Canadian dollar bills and things like that, or $2 bills, or whatever.
I'm not totally certain.
It must be, yeah. Ooh. That guy's not having a good day. Ooh. Like almost a scissor. It looks like a president type character.
I think he's a senator.
Okay.
I believe.
So you're Jack.
What do you want with the Prime Minister?
Yeah, and then it's like
I want him dead.
8 bosses, I think.
Nothing personal, of course.
It's like a little Mega Man square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just getting
yeah.
a bit
It's
too
like Mega
peaceful.
Man style. Yep.
What? Business ain't been the same since they shut down SOP. A clean break from the war.
The war economy. There we go.
Well, some of us like that economy.
That was a big thing in Metal Gear 4.
Yeah. Yeah, the game's about war profiteering. And then it's also about AIs.
Don't do
Yeah.
it.
It's about how AIs continue war so the companies have something to fight over to make money.
Not while he's still useful.
Yeah, the intricate storylines and concepts of like what, and kind of, you know, time sensitive, time appropriate
Yeah, I mean,
items that they discuss.
you know, it's like about proliferation. And
Yeah.
here we got some modified, like, Metal Gear Ray we're working with over here.
Yep, they gotta keep it. There he is, Metal Gear Ray.
Right. Take out that UMG and get after it.
He's not gotta like his leg getting cut off.
You know, and I don't know the story reason that he's here, because we take him down with Rex
Yep.
at the end of 4. Since we're playing this, spoilers are up. Sorry, guys.
Use your ninja run to deflect those shots.
It's not really a spoiler when you don't see it now. I mean, because a Metal Gear beating a Metal Gear, that's not... I don't see that as a
It's a crazy sequence when you get to play it in the game.
Oh, when you're in the game, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to play it to really experience it. Or the sequence we're talking about.
Catch that missile before it blows.
I mean, back probably, I'm trying to think, like, when we
Use blade mode to damage
played on
the
PS3, this would have been a pretty impressive game. Maybe not as impressive as Metal Gear Solid 4 itself, which had some unbelievable cutscenes in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just remember the motorcycle. Yeah, that was awesome.
City.
Yeah, that was
You got
really
the
cool.
frogs flipping off the walls, the grenade launcher situation going on.
Yeah, this is definitely more like a Bayonetta. Yeah, it does. It definitely is an awesome game. It's there's some crazy stuff in the Metal Gear franchise. As we've talked about, how many games have we played on here? We played Metal Gear, Ground Zeroes. We've done a little bit. No, we didn't do any of 5. We did a little Ground Zeroes. We did Metal Gear Survive. That's right. Yep, we were having trouble with the name entry, which we figured out. We should give that another try. What to see? I mean, we've got so many things on the schedule coming up. It'd be hard to say which game we should play next. But
Well, we have more games to play and show than we have time for, right? So.
Sprint? There you go. Oh, quick time events. The intro section for 5 is so long, better off taking a full 2 hours for it. 4 was the same way.
Yeah.
4, there was at least a section that was an hour long. As far as I remember.
5's got this bananas. This was why I wanted to play 5 that day.
Right.
I wanted to start over because 5's got this just, the hospital sequence is insane.
Yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah, one of these days I need to go back and play 5. But I want to beat Death Stranding first. Which, the luck that I'm having with all this, beating anything,
Well, you know,
it isn't like a 2-hour game.
Well, one thing was also.
Oh, you want to go full screen? Yep.
One thing was also you're playing on hard.
I am. I chose to play Death Stranding on hard.
Whereas for story purposes, I made the decision that I was like, okay, I ended up playing on normal. Long story short of it. And normal is lengthy and it's challenging. Hard has got some stuff in it that, I mean, it really pushes you, for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely want to play a little bit more like that, so we'll see. But it'll take a little bit more time, obviously. Because I need to beat Red Dead 2. I need to beat Death Stranding. 7,000 other games. And, I don't know.
Well, you know, one thing that I did enjoy about the game, as I was playing it, this is DS, it's kind of mellow when you play it. I mean, there's some parts where it gets bananas or whatever, but, like, you can kind of, like, wake up on a Sunday and, like, hang and play. You know, it's not this, like, you're not, like, headshotting guys for loot. Right.
So, I mean, the game's built differently, for sure. It's more like a survival building?
Venture with building and, yeah. You know, you're not sitting there and worried, like, everyone's passing me, like, everyone's better than me, I'm trying to unlock this event, or whatever. Yeah. So, not to say there isn't some stuff that happens.
Oh, there is, I'm sure. But yeah, there's a lot of things where I was like, I'm not too worried about, like, keeping up with everybody. I'm not trying to hear spoilers, but I'm not worried about, like, keeping up with everybody. Because the game's different.
It is.
It plays a lot. It plays different for everybody, so. Like, you can choose which path you want to take. You can go up over a mountain, or you can go around the mountain, kind of thing.
It gives you a lot of tools to do things. There's not really you weren't in chat the one night we were talking about this, but me and Dan kind of had a rather lengthy conversation about it.
Oh, okay.
There's not a wrong way to play the game.
Right.
Right, and I hate to be like some games there are wrong ways, but some games there's inefficient ways to play and efficient ways to play.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of game that it is. It's all about like coming up with interesting builds and interesting paths, and then out of nowhere, like cutscenes happen. And
Yeah.
Dead man type dude show up, and so.
There's all sorts of crazy things. We were just in here prior to going live, and we actually had a friend of ours that works with us.
Yeah,
Cameron was playing it, and he was like, "This thing is crazy."
Yeah, the day we got it, Miguel was in here playing. Said the same thing. He was like, everyone kind of looks at it, right?
Yeah.
Just like it, because it's got all the actors in it that you may or may not have seen from TV or movies. If
Yeah,
you
you might
James
expect
Bond
or something
Mission
like that.
Impossible or Walking Dead or whatever. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. Just a bunch of missiles.
I don't have any. Oh no,
No, you have health up on the left, right?
I was at 12% right there. That was really close.
I think what it is,
I think there might be some sound cues going on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the scenario. We can't hear the sound on our end. So if there is, it might make it a little difficult. But you...
I should be okay.
Oh, here we go. Do a quick time. There's your raise looking a little weak. Yeah, these are larger than life enemies. Ooh. Oh, nice. Like get the legal.
Here we go. Be about it.
This is very Bayonetta right here.
Yeah.
This is exactly what she would be doing. Bouncing off, diving through building windows that are blown apart. And... what's out here? Nope. What happened there? Oh, you died. Or no, you got blown through. That is weird.
I got thrown through a building and
You ended up in a map, looks like. It's not. It looks like you got. Okay. Maybe you're gonna have to restart. Maybe you'll do it from a checkpoint. It looks like you got blown onto a part of the map that is used for like an overview on a plane or something like that.
I'm not
It was a glitch for sure. Something's up.
I am not sure what happened there.
It looks really weird. It looks like almost like he died. He was supposed to land on the ground and die, but he blew through like into another map area? I don't know. Let's just say this. The Konami titles have not been like...
I was just going to say that.
100% on, right? We had like issues with every Konami game that we've played on this rig for some reason. And, you know, sometimes you can get them we got mostly all of them working, right? We had to do a reset or this or that.
Yeah.
And we got them. Well, no, that's not. We got 100% of them working. We just had to do a reset.
You sure you want to play Metal Gear 5?
Once you hit a clock tower, the time event is supposed to start. Well,
I'm glad one of us knows what happens.
Unless it's supposed to be a time event in a Munchkin city or something like that. I don't know.
We're on this indefinite loading screen.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
not
loading
feeling
screen's
terribly
still taking a
positive
little
about this
time.
either.
We've had some issues with the Konami stuff. With our rig. For whatever reason. It doesn't like probably our generic 1050 Ti or whatever it is.
Well, and then the game that I thought we were going to have issues with was Homecoming, which works totally fine.
Yeah, that was
Right.
kind of weird. I thought for sure we were going to have issues on that. Huh. We don't know what's going on here. This is funny. Do you want to you want to smack it around a little bit and see what it does?
I think it might be you.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to pull the cord. Oh man. Give it a
Ever since we played Metal Gear Survive, it's just things happen on this machine.
hard crash. I don't know. When the PC doesn't respond, that was pretty hard. You might have to power
Can
it
you
down.
hit Windows D?
Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
So
Now
let's kill from
now
here.
we're out. Let's do that.
Well, Metal Gear Ray was not happy with that.
Hey, Creepium Gamer. Yeah, maybe that was another Kojima trick. Maybe it was like Psycho Manus. Maybe we were supposed to leave it there. Or take controller 4. Oh, what the hell am I opening up? That's wrong. Okay, let's try it one more time. Hopefully it held on to like a checkpoint. We'll see. Creepium Gamer, we're having a little difficulty here. That was strange. We're hoping that it'll work. I don't know.
Interesting. So his branding is on this. So this... Okay.
Let's see here. Is there no skippable? Nope. Well, here, we're going to flip it back over. And once we get in there, we'll see what it looks like.
I can't skip anything. I can't get through this. You should be able to click through this.
The controller on? Yep.
Huh?
I don't think so, because I don't think it allowed us to skip it the last time.
I thought you could. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be optimistic.
Understood. Yeah, well, the Konami games, they've been a little challenging with this machine. We were just talking about that. Okay. Let's see. Did do something. It's going to depend on where we're at. Hopefully it's like it's somewhere in the Metal Gear Ray fight. Probably at the beginning of it. I hear somebody banging on something again. There's always some construction going on. Okay, good. We're not too far off, so let's go full screen. Here's the Bayonetta jump on missiles portion. There's always work going on in this building. By the arm. Got dinosaur arms now. Okay, is this the part where it blew?
Yeah, we're
okay, let's see what happens.
Throw us through the clock.
Everybody, cross your fingers. Okay. Yeah, this is good. You got blown into like a map or something is what it looked like.
Or like through it or something.
Like here, like is where you ended up. Oh wow, this is really...
Oh yeah.
This is big.
Oh yeah.
I could pull up Bayonetta. This would be in there.
when this came out and there was sort of some like Metal Gear fan reaction, I had no problem with this developer and this decision. This is sick.
Look at that, just take it right down the tail, right in half.
And this is some of the stuff that is out of the Metal Gear 4 cutscenes. This is like the type of thing that goes on in the game.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And then there's your ranking and everything. Yeah, this is Like I said, I only ever played maybe the first few minutes of this game.
I had
because we were playing something completely different.
I had not played this far into the game before. The first time I played this actually was we strolled down to PAX. And this was one of the central attractions on the top floor.
Yep.
That was the very first time I had played this game.
That would have been like, what, 2012? Or summer of 2013 or whatever it ended up being,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would have been summer of 2012, or the end of summer 2012, because BioShock came out at the beginning of 2013. Yeah.
And then as we were, sort of the common thing I recall, and oh my god, crappy memory fault here.
Yeah.
We were all looking at this being like, the game didn't look this good. Because this looked incredible.
Sure. In comparison,
on their machines, like, you know. And they're like, no way the game's going to ship like this. And sure enough, it shipped pretty much like this.
Yeah. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 looked phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why people would question it. I mean, obviously, seeing the gameplay component probably was the questionable thing. Like, can it look that good when it's running?
Ryder, an unidentified field rotor is heading your way. Keep an eye out for it.
I might have to replay this. I can't imagine the game's that long.
It's pretty short.
I was going to say probably like 8 to 10 hours would be my guess.
It might even be shorter than that.
Let's just see. We can look up.
I'm pretty sure you can finish this in like 6.
Really?
Yeah, it's really short.
Yeah, that might actually be worthy of playthrough. My life is based upon like really quick playthroughs anymore.
Right.
I'm
not trying to dissuade you or whatever, but there's some stuff in Death Stranding that gets really cool.
Oh no, I definitely want to play. No, this is down the road. When I'm looking for something new. Wow. You know, Outer Worlds is only 11 hours?
You know my opinion.
Wow.
Game, so.
7 hours.
Yeah, it's short. Yeah, I'd heard that.
What is the fastest time?
Oh,
let's see. Any speed run, anytime.
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
250.
Okay. And that's like because you have cutscenes and some.
Right,
like
if you're like jamming through the cutscenes and you beat it or whatever, that would make sense.
Give war a chance.
The Fallen Order game isn't actually that long either.
Here, I was given the recommendation that was this. If you want a true Soulsy experience, you play it on hard and the game's got legs.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And I'm really trying to do my best to finish Pokemon first. So I think what I'm going to end up doing
it would make sense.
Is finish Pokemon here today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, we're going to be getting into some Dark Souls with lightsabers.
Yeah, for sure. I will play that one as well, but in due time.
We were,
I still haven't finished the Surge, too.
So this is a true story. Everybody was asking, they were like, why are you playing Pokemon? This doesn't seem like a game you're going to play. And I felt like I had finished Death Stranding, and I was like, okay, if I start up another, like, really serious game with cutscenes and, I was like, let's play a game that's a little more mellow. Because I had a couple of years ago, I had played like back-to-back, I played like Spider-Man, God of War, and Shadow of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And I felt like I didn't really do Shadow of Tomb Raider justice playing it next to like God of War, which was probably...
Well, I remember we were talking about that, yeah.
Right,
You had some strong opinions on Shadow.
Yeah, so I felt like, let's take a little bit of a break, play something a little more mellow.
A palate cleanser.
Yeah. And then get in there, and then jump into Star Wars. So I was kind of playing like a little bit of a bridge game.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes complete sense. Ooh.
I did finish Outer World right before Death Stranding, so I'm actually on a pretty reasonable streak of finishing some games here.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what comes after Star Wars, though. I think that might be over Din.
So you did pick that up.
Played that. And I have that other game, not Outer World, but Outer Wilds,
Yeah.
which I played like one night, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. I
You
can't.
really didn't even have time to give it, a chance.
Yeah. And this dude is just having all kinds of.
Got a block. Got the block on you.
I can't tell if this is like an auto lose fight. I feel like this is.
It seems like it with the way he's talking to you.
Yeah.
And that he has no health bar. That would be the other thing. Something's going on. Oh, riding. A bit of the... He's gonna knock you into next week. There it is. Yeah, Pokemon would be a good game on the go. I have not played on the go with a lot of those. I have Luigi's Mansion to finish.
Oh, I have.
I have Link's Awakening to finish.
Bring it over here.
I have games from the past like 20 years that I haven't been able to get through.
I meant to actually ask you about that. Yeah, I might snake that cart from you.
Oh, for Luigi's Mansion? Oh yeah, sure. Howie's not playing it. He's playing Pokemon.
Borderlands, I'm in like I'm not that far into Borderlands. Unfortunately, that got really tabled.
Yeah, it did for me as well. It's not a bad game, it's just... Well, I have seen the end of it.
Well, because
I played with Sarah.
Yeah,
and,
you all played
John,
with Sarah
I
and
think,
Scott.
Yeah.
So.
We really know how to play games. Yeah, exactly. We just lose. Wow. I gotta say, Ryan's getting kind of like cut to pieces here. Just like Metal Gear Ray did.
Yeah, Raiden's gotten cut to pieces like a bunch of times in the story of Metal Gear.
That's true. He was pretty beat up in 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, he's died like 3 times over or whatever.
You're almost clear of the tunnel.
We're losing connection. We're going through the tunnel. Yeah, you liked Baltimore. You liked Borderlands. Oh, he's not doing good. Look at this guy sneaking up on him.
What I did, I think they opened the embargo. I've been seeing a lot of people play Resistance, Project Resistance, the Resident Evil game.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that's been
popular. Or is it just like, I think you're still fighting.
Oh.
It's gonna force you to kind of make an effort. Yeah, it was a great game to play with friends, for sure.
Which?
Borderlands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
To a sword fight.
You want to talk about other games that we've got that should be playing?
Well, did you finish Sekiro?
Well, that's one. What was the other one I'm thinking of?
I think we both finished Days Gone. I think we were good there.
Nope.
No, no, but you're like at the end.
Right
You're at the end though.
No Man's Sky.
I finished it the first.
Well, you did your first time. Haven't played that in a long time.
That got clipped off the machine the other day.
Oh, did it? You got the axe.
We needed some rune. Well, and then we were gonna play Bloodborne with John because John's never played that, so we were gonna three-man that.
Yep. Right. Neo, if you're a PS Plus member right now, if you get it before the end of the month, Neo is still free. Which is a great game.
Which we paid $60 for and had fun with. So at the low price of free, I'm all about that game.
Unrailed is really good. Yeah, Unrailed is awesome. It's a fun couch game. Well, more than just couch game, sorry. It's multiplayer across the internet, but it's a really fun game. Damn, man, anything rough.
Yeah, I knew I would get back in the swing of things. I kind of took that like 6-month break this year, and I didn't really play anything because I knew. Well, I was doing some out of work stuff too, but I knew sort of end of the year, just rapid fire. There was like 6 games in 5 weeks or whatever. And then Scott had the bright idea. He was like, hey, since no one's playing anything else right now, no one has a back catalog, let's play Fallout next week, right?
Yep.
So we got looped into that somehow.
I think Fallout 76, it's a good game. We enjoyed it when we first played it. I mean, some people hate it, but I enjoyed it. You made it through that. Nice. And got me an achievement.
Well, we've said that because inside of the office, we've sat there and talked about it. And Liz sits next to us, and she's like,
"Oh,
wait,
yeah,
is
big
that
fan of it.
Is that any good? Like, you guys actually played? Like, she looked at us, she was like, you actually played."
It's kind of funny why she didn't play it before, yeah.
So,
I mean, outside of being a Fallout fan, she's a Fallout 4 fan, right? That's what she said, but or that's what she was talking about the last game she played. So Fallout 76, I don't know, not horrible.
Not only did we play, we played Endgame.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Full
We went through
power
the whole
armor
thing.
with jetpacks, doing the nukes, like at the base, farming the stuff. Yeah.
Had no problem with it.
Well, I had a little problem with it, but we got over it.
Well, yeah. There were problems. Yes, I didn't have any hard feelings about playing it.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, there were like bugs here and there that were sneaking up and like deleting armors and stuff like that. That's more of a Brooks point of it, but I mean the game overall. I had fun.
Far, so good.
Oh wow, Raiden.
I've got a clean visual.
Looking a little bit more machine than man anymore.
Yes, I should hope so, huh? I mean, how does it feel to fly like a bird?
I guess it's Raiden. It's not Raiden.
It is Raiden. That is correct.
Raiden.
We will get you in safely, Tovarich. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, what do you have, Baltimore? You have
Can you hear me, Raiden?
Doctor.
Horizon Zero Dawn. I knew that.
Maintain your new body. One. Season
Love it.
nano repair units from
Oh, we are pretty high level, but that doesn't. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you're high level in Fallout 76.
There's no real concept of that in the game. Your level, all it really does is each time you get a level, you get these cards, and then you start building these decks, and you start.
It's got, yeah. I mean, it had some
and I'm not
interesting
gonna do this any justice in the 30 seconds I say this. It's actually really cool the way you build decks as a team, because you can start having cards and you can share cards.
And like everybody can get the perk from that card in the team, and you can have. What was it? Was it 4?
You can each per player with enough
It was something
charisma
like that,
can
yeah.
share a card.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like one stat you need to put some points in to benefit everybody, but then once you do that,
Then everybody starts to get benefits of like double XP or this and that as your plan. But I think the teams are of 4.
I know you miss me, Kev, but I've been all over the material.
Like when we went into do some of the in-game stuff, it was only 4 players, right? I don't remember. But you can have like bigger instances of like the world, and then now they have that Fallout First stuff.
Okay.
Which I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking about we may throw a Fallout First thing out there and just wall play on a private server and see what it's like.
Have no way of openly opposing the new regime. That's why they called us.
Andrei Dolcev, leader of the occupation
There's
forces,
always some talking.
an extremist linked to both the St. Petersburg massacre of
This I must have played the because I got to this next part here. I remember all
his
this.
arms supplier, none other
So I must have actually played through that last part before on this game.
Bonnie's killer. If we don't stop them here, they could destabilize the entire region. But our more immediate problem is Jetstream Sand. I believe you've met.
There's the bad guy
The only problem I see.
who looks like Vamp.
He does look like Vamp.
He won't be an issue. He may not even be in country. But
For
keep an eye
whatever
out
reason.
Oh. Sorry.
Ready for insertion.
Thank you, Fixstar. We appreciate it. We've had a good time doing this. This is our 40th show. We've got many more to go.
81 on the books in total.
But yeah, 81 for the
Between
past
this and
year.
the other one.
That is built like a rocket or a missile.
You know, I'm not a big consumer of this form of media, but I've been told it's very kind of like anime-ish, the stuff that goes on in this game. It's just crazy.
Well, I mean, being like basically a Bayonetta, yeah.
Right.
He's more machine than man anymore. Yes, I made it to this part. I remember being on the beach.
Okay.
The waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar.
And this was on the PS3.
Do you want to take over for 5?
Yeah, sure. I'll take over for a few minutes here.
Pushing a thing and retype in real quick.
Well, we're almost towards the end of the show. We'll see if we can find it. I think there's enemies up here that we're supposed to be fighting. Here they come. Cyber ninjas. More of them.
Nice try.
Everybody's got a sword in this game. They wanted to get their money's worth out of like Platinum doing the sword stuff.
Yeah, because this is the sequence I originally played at PAX.
Yeah.
Like 2012 or whatever it was.
I like the sword in the way. Ooh.
Right. Whenever you engage in battle, I will designate a battle area.
How are you doing the sword, like...
You hold L2.
There it is. Okay.
To pull out draw mode. And then now it shows you you've unlocked like the ability to see critical zones, I believe is what that is.
Oh, there's swing, there's swing. There's swing behind me. Oh, wait. Okay, there's your regular attack. There's another attack. There we go. This was a good game for the show to come back on. Good, man. I'm glad. It's a fun game. It's actually it's a little bit more actiony now. That beginning part is a little bit more slow and learning the controls and all that, and you had good fun with the Ray or whatever. But
low key, this is a really cool game. I mean, I can't even say I can name a Platinum game that I don't think's good, because they're all pretty good games. And even some of the games that launched like Wonderful 101 when it came out, I feel like it was misunderstood.
It was definitely misunderstood.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
That game is really good.
Fiber packs the power of a jackhammer to every limb.
What enterprising soldier of fortune could resist?
There are unskippable cutscenes. Also, oh no, there isn't. Okay, right there. There's one you can skip.
Thinking people. Way less risk of collateral damage.
Yeah, we'll definitely be filling up on food. I know for us, it's for a majority of people, it's Thanksgiving, so it's turkey. It's kind of more home style meals from the Midwest.
I'm actually lobbying to not do turkey.
Yeah, you were saying
that.
What was your thing?
Dan planted this idea in my head, and he was like, because like even next door, like we buy a bunch of turkeys over there and pull them out of the outdoor freezer, right? So I was kind of lobbying for just doing something different, right? So like my stake in the ground was doing like a rib roast or something.
Sure.
Right.
That actually wouldn't be bad, steaks or something like that. I only eat turkey, like I said, once a year, like that.
Right.
Instead of like being a cold cut or something like that on a sandwich.
Easy there, Dracula.
That's the only type of turkey that I eat is, when it's baked, cooked, whatever.
Right.
Prepared, however you prepare.
Well, I finally ordered that open-faced sandwich at the restaurant today. That's the meal I've been talking about since we've been
Did you like that? Was it pretty good?
Oh, it's my favorite thing there.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just, as we'd been eating there in the past.
You've been trying different things.
There's a little, the thing, it's like carbs with carbs next to carbs onto carbs. And
that was a lot of turkey on that thing.
Right.
Yeah, my apprehension is mainly like the amount of potatoes and bread involved in the whole thing,
sure.
right?
Sure.
So.
Let's see, where are we going to get you? Okay, we got a D rank there. Or an O. I can't really tell, it's hard. It's hard to see. Let's see if we can go, no, we don't need no VR mission. Let ride and run.
This is Boris.
Call.
Give me your status.
Looks clear.
What's your status? Yeah, I don't know if we'll get too much further into this because we have to go and get some other stuff done later into the evening. But I'm glad we did get a chance to get through at least the tutorial, a little bit into like the more of the meat of the game.
Mistral, a desperado captain.
It does look really
So I
good,
go
though,
through the
even
city,
for as old
cross
as
the
it
bridge
is.
into the old
Yeah,
town,
I'm
then
just.
head down to the rear of the refinery.
This is probably one of the last times we'll really talk about this because since we've
They will
played a bunch of
probably
Metal
have a
Gear
grand
games here
reception
recently
awaiting you
and
at the old city.
Death Stranding's out.
Do not let your guard
I'm
down.
so neck deep in all of this stuff story wise.
Oh, yeah.
It's all really fun stuff. So
Something. We have to go up. I think we do. Those boots kill me. But they are nice. They hold a sword.
old sword.
I guess we're really gonna get this thing.
Hostiles in the lower corridor. I
Now
see.
we got some
Try
enemies.
to flank them or approach from behind.
Oh, hey man, we appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for stopping in and watching the show. It's always fun. Okay, I'm taking this guy out. He doesn't even know. Keep going. Done. A ranking. Yeah, we appreciate everybody being here. We are probably going to call it for the evening, but we'll be back in 2 Thursdays. Not next Thursday, not Thanksgiving, but the Thursday after that, which would be December 5th, I believe. Is that correct?
That is not good.
Yeah, 5.
December 5th will be our next show, and we don't know what we're going to be playing, so I will start looking at some stuff. Brooks will start looking at some stuff. We'll figure it out, and we'll figure out what game we should actually come back with. We'll find a good one, hopefully. And then hope everybody has a great holiday if you're celebrating. If not, we hope you have a great week and a good weekend, and another great week after that, and another good weekend before we see you again. Thanks again, Fixstar. We will talk to everybody next week. Let's get out of this. All right, folks. Have a good evening.
Take it easy.
We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Where's the outro? There it is.